Welcome to Background Check, where we randomly generate whole playable characters with backgrounds. I'll be having on special guests to help create these playable characters for your home game. So sit back, relax, and open your books for these brand new characters. Hi everybody, I'm Dan the DM. I DM such games here on the QuipsnCrits the QuipsnCrits network. What the fuck do we call this?
I like pod work. It sounds dumb, but it's like...
The QuipsnCrits Podwork Network.
Yeah!
I'm joined by Sarah, who plays Tribute, the Tiefling Paladin in QuipsnCrits. Sarah, you ready to make a really wacky character?
Oh, hell yeah.
How long have you been playing, Sarah?
I have been playing... Oh my god, it has been like 4 years now, I think? I started in college, and it's been quite a decent amount of time since then now, so it's been a hot second. I've made some wild characters. I haven't made one that's completely random yet, though.
What do you think is key to making a fully fleshed out, interesting character?
There needs to be, like, something to the character that makes them out of the ordinary. Like, some kind of weird quirk, some kind of interest they have, some kind of motive they have. Maybe it's kind of subtle. Maybe it's not so subtle that makes them kind of disordinary, all that kind of stuff.
So we're going to start off with dice rolls. Let's bust out a D100 and determine the race of the poor unlucky bastard that we're putting together.
All right, gnome. Come on, gnome. So if it's a 0 on the 10 and a 90, is that 100 or is it 90?
Is it 2 zeros and a 9? Or a 9, a 0, and a 0?
A 90 and a 0.
So it's 90.
Okay.
We've rolled a Kenku.
Yes! That's like the easiest way to make a character weird is to pick a weird race.
To get a really whack race. I've never played a Kenku, though I have spent hours in my car driving home making monster noises, just in case I ever need to play a Kenku.
I think you'd do good at it.
I saw Steve Bloom at a con, and he did a couple monster noises, and I was like, Spike Spiegel's the dopest person I've ever met in my life. All right, so we are going to pick their gender. That's going to be a D4. We have 1 for male, 2 for female, 3 for non-binary, and 4 for dealer's choice.
Ooh, dealer's choice.
Dealer's choice indeed.
3.
3.
Non-binary.
All right, we have a non-binary Kenku.
All right.
And let's throw one more D4 so we can find out what age they're at. I have not considered having a young Kenku, so how young are we looking at this thing? Are we looking at, like, Critical Role's Kiri, where it's just like a wee babe child, or like fresh out of the egg, no feathers yet, picks up a dagger and goes?
I feel like my brain's thinking like, you know, when baby birds get to like the kind of fledgling stage where like they're not completely naked, but they're covered in like tiny little downy feathers.
Okay.
And they don't even look like their parent bird. They're just like a weird ball of fluff. That's what I've got in my head.
So just a little bitty chicken nugget Kenku.
This is already just nuts.
Fantastic.
They don't know what's happening, but they're here.
All right. Now, we're going to go to page 62 of Xanthar's Guide to Everything that has all of the This Is Your Life chapter. So we're going to start there, D100, and we're going to see about parents.
About my parents.
About parents.
28.
Our little Kenku knows who their parents are.
Good. There's one source of angst out of the way.
So far, we have a seemingly growing, healthy baby Kenku. Go ahead and roll me another D100 as we figure out where their birthplace was.
Oh, that is straight 3 zeros.
That is 3 zeros?
Yeah.
That's a 100?
Yeah.
All right. Let's take this moment, step back, and kind of begin to examine this character. We have this young, fledgling Kenku. They knew of their parents, at least, because the place they were born, on an outer plane of our choice.
Oh, shit.
So immediately I'm thinking, plane of fire, just a Kenku phoenix.
That's kind of dope.
We could have, like, Moltres as our character.
I'm thinking more like Combuskin.
Nope, got nothing. Is that first gen?
No, it's
Nope.
it's Hoenn.
I'm old, sorry.
Oh, come on, man. Hoenn is best generation, and I'll make a lot of enemies for saying that. They can just drop us a like, comment, subscribe to fight me in person.
Exactly. Sarah will show up to your house and fight you with a
Combuskin,
A
man.
Combuskin man.
If I'm born on, like, an outer plane, would that affect my physiology? Could I literally have, like, red feathers and shit?
Yeah, why not?
Because I think that'd be dope.
Well, we can do the fire plane, or just throwing it out there, we could do like the astral plane, and they could be like ghostly feathers and wings, just kind of like a corporeal body that has what falls off, and like what longer extremities of the further off wings just become astral and fall and disappear.
Consider, because Kenku are basically ravens, right?
Correct?
What outer plane is home to none other than the Raven Queen?
The Arby's realm. Or the Shadowfell. It's one or the other.
The Arby's realm, where my feathers now are made of curly fries.
And you're just one big chicken strip.
Oh, man.
It just comes off, just, oof, we have the meat. All right, so
Time to make a warlock whose patron is Arby's.
remember the oven mitt? It's the oven mitt from Arby's.
Oh, God, that was so long ago.
So Shadowfell, and we have kind of like a dark, scary, like, what would you think would that be? Like a skeleton, kind of like dark shadow bird?
I kind of think so. I think, like, because you were describing kind of like ghostly feathers for like
Yeah.
the astral plane. I think that like kind of a like shadowy feathers would kind of be a cool way to take it.
Okay.
Where they almost like they don't quite look right in sunlight, you
So
know?
like fully bathed in the natural light of Phalor, they just look they look like a walking bald chicken. Because all of their feathers only can be seen in
Their
darkness.
shadow, yeah.
So in the light, they're just chickens. They're just bald chickens, but in the dark, just this gothic form of dark feathers. Okay, I'm there.
I can work. That's awesome.
I dig that.
That would be
I'm
cool.
there with it.
It's gonna suck if I'm not like a rogue.
Oh no, like
'Cause
if
that would be, like-
if we land Bard now, it's gonna be awful. It's gonna be terrible. So we have the birthplace. We knew our parents, but they end up being born in the Shadowfell.
Well, maybe they lived there. You know, 'cause, like there's like a race of like Shadowfell elves, you know, who like live there.
Right.
There could be like other races who live there too.
How about this?
If we're just
How about this? The Raven Queen is known to go and collect the souls of those she thinks to be the most interesting. So the parents of this character, they were slaughtered and sent to the very first Arby's.
we're just leaning into this, aren't we?
Which was interesting enough that the Raven Queen then retrieved them, and they birthed as us. Life was given to a ghostly Kenku.
That sounds about right.
All right, let's see how many other ghostly Kenkus were born. Give me a D10.
Just one.
A soul egg was born.
That's fitting. It'd be weird if there were like 10 of us.
Now let's take a look at family. Go ahead and roll me a D10, and we'll see where we grew up.
10.
I'm sorry, that's a D100. That's my mistake. Go ahead and keep that, and then
All right,
roll
we'll keep the 10. Now for the 10s. 40.
Our baby bird born in the Shadowfell from their parents who were cooked at the very first Arby's. Something happened that our mother had left, and we were raised only by our father.
Ooh.
A single bird and their chicken strip father.
You can't actually look like a chicken strip.
Listen, it can look
That's just-
whatever we want. This is our canon. My head canon is it's a chicken strip with the wings, with the curly fry wings.
I think he could just be like a Kenku, but like he's got grill marks on his face. You know?
Done. It's just a Kenku with grill marks across his body. Let's see what happened to Papa Kenku's significant other. Go ahead and roll me a D4. This is going to determine the fate of Mama Kenku.
Uh-oh. 3.
A 3, she just left.
Aw, dude, they went to hell and she just fucking left him.
And she just bailed because she got fried. He got grilled. One of them was unhealthy.
Oh my god.
Let's see how well they lived now. Because there's, even in the Shadowfell, there has to be a way of living, whether they're impoverished, whether food was scarce. So roll me 3d6.
3, 4,
7,
2.
9. They lived modestly. Arby's dad and our precious little Kenku, they grew up in a modest living, enough food around, What do you think they ate? What do you think they ate in the Shadowfell?
There's like the part of my brain that is like a character and world designer immediately started thinking about like the kind of weird fruits and vegetables that could live in the Shadowfell. And then there's the other part of my brain that is trying to think of something like completely absurd. Like,
see, that's funny because my mind went, oh, they pick off, they're scavengers. They consume the stragglers that were dragged into the Shadowfell and couldn't withstand the opening day. Like when Adela, Lestel, and Nikos got brought into the Shadowfell, they were immediately attacked by a dude in a giant mimic cart.
yeah.
So like whatever was remained, they'd go and they'd pick. But you know, I've never considered there'd be like berries and fruits, that there was like an ecosystem that would grow there that would further sustain them beyond like consuming the flesh of others. So I think that's more interesting. Like a dark fruit punch. Like
Pretty much.
Like a dark fruit salad. So let's roll another D100 and see what their home looked like.
That is a 94.
This grill-marked dad holding his only egg alone, wandering through the expansive wastes of the Shadowfell. Constantly shadowy skies overhead. Cloudy, the sun never truly sets, the night never really comes in. Walking through the Shadowfell is like an endless march to eternity. And he finds a place to raise his perfect child. An abandoned mansion.
Oh, I knew that's what it was going to be when I rolled that high. That's super cool.
Where he was able to found a small garden of dark fruit salad.
When you say finding like making a garden of fruit salad, I'm picturing the fruit salad growing on the tree, like in the bowl already. You know, like
The little decrepit tree just spawns a bowl and it's already cut up.
except it's the Shadowfell, so it's all like black and purple and
It's like partially rotted, and he pulls it down and it's always melon. There's never it's the darkest of all fruits, melon.
Listen, man, an all melon fruit salad is my ideal fruit salad.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh God. The grapes, pineapple, apples,
no.
strawberries.
No pineapple.
Melon is cheap. It's blah. Well, at least we'll have this to remember the friendship we once had.
Split over fruit. Listen, this is the perfect partnership, though, is that we can go somewhere and order a fruit salad. I will eat all the melon, and you can have all the other things that I don't want.
You've just saved our friendship. It was that easy. So, with this extravagant but empty home eating fruit, they're going to grow up to be something great, probably.
Probably.
Let's see what their background turns out to be. Roll me a d12.
The chunkiest of dice, in my opinion. That would be a 9.
A 9 in Outlander. Surprise.
Ooh.
That fits.
That fits, yeah.
It's always amazing to me that how often these things can fit.
Oh, I spelled Outlander totally wrong.
So let's go over to the player's handbook, which I think is about 127.
Outlander is one of my favorite backgrounds, to be honest. Gives you a good set of skills.
All right, so we're going to do some quick rolls for the Outlander.
Yeah.
Grill Mark Dad's getting a little too old to take care of stuff, right? So our Outlander, let's see what they do. Roll me a D10.
D10. 7.
7. Oh, that's very interesting. Our Outlander is a pilgrim.
Ooh.
Our little Kenku has to go somewhere,
Fascinating.
right?
Where are they going?
Interesting indeed. Well, let's roll a D8 and let's get some personality traits out of our growing Boyd.
1.
I am driven by wanderlust that led me away from home.
God, why does this make so much sense?
I know,
This,
isn't
like,
it great?
I swear to God, this is not scripted. Like,
This is great because they're on a pilgrimage, but just keep getting sidetracked. Let's get a D6 for ideals.
2.
It is each person's responsibility to make the most happiness for the whole tribe.
I mean, I don't have a tribe, but I'm going to assume that means, like, the human tribe.
Whomever they deem to
The
be
humanoid
family.
tribe, you
Right.
know.
And then another D6 for bond.
Oh, that flew way away.
Excellent.
But we're going to use it. Oh, it's a 6.
Oh, it's a 6. Sarah, it is my duty to provide children for my tribe.
Oh, no. I'm like 6.
Yeah. It's a tall order, and obviously not one they have to worry about now. And my personal favorite part of any character, and this is what I think makes a character interesting, is the flaw. Let's roll a d6 and see what their flaw is.
Oh my god, 1.
Okay, I think we have a problem. I think this is going to be the first problem we run into.
All right, what do we got?
I am too enamored of ale, wine, and other intoxicants.
I'm like 6 though.
Yeah, right? barely walking around. Like, again, like, I am picturing, like, this fat baby walking around, armor, blades, weapons, wands, whatever they use, constantly trying to get booze off of the table.
I mean, that's kind of hilarious in a way. Like,
and the party is just like, it's like, no, you're a wee babe, you can't take that. And they're just like,
give me.
All right, so we have a baby who is desperate for booze. It's
Flaw.
both children are. No, this is
Alcoholic. Okay, listen. So we said that, like, we subsisted on shadow fruits. Imagine, because what do fruits do when they're too old?
Oh.
They ferment. You know? So, like, every now and then you get the weird fruit when you're growing up, and it's a little special. Then, like, you're out traveling, you get to a tavern, and you realize that what people do with this weird fruit, and it's 10 times as good as when you would eat the weird fruit.
And it makes you feel great.
Exactly.
For a brief amount of time.
So, like, they don't understand what it is, and they don't understand, like, why it's age restricted or anything, but, like, it's delicious and it's fruit, so why can't I have it, you know?
Now, we can do personal decisions. Your character's life takes a particular course depending on the choices you make for the character's background and class. So we have Outlander. Let's see why they became an Outlander. Roll me a d6.
5.
Oh, after a tragedy, I retreated to the wilderness, leaving my old life behind.
Ooh.
All we had left was Dad.
I was just about to say, that solves why I left home.
Yeah.
No.
Our ghostly fledgling from the Shadowfeld, the single parent who raised them in an empty mansion, giving them nothing but fruit salad. They wandered off after a tragedy struck and their father disappeared. They became enamored with the intoxicants of life. And let's see, after all of this wandering, after all the attacks, after all the people died trying to protect them, let's see what they end up becoming. Roll me a d12. And we'll see what our baby bird becomes.
Don't you fuck me. This could make or break it right
What
here.
do you want it to be?
Warlock would be really cool, because they came from the Shadowfell, and so would Sorcerer, because there are, like, subclasses for that kind of thing.
There is an unearthed arcana of Raven Warlock.
Yeah, there's the Raven Queen Warlock, there's the Shadow Sorcerer. Something magic would be really cool.
Right.
Or even, like, because Druid or Barbarian would also fit with, like, the whole Outlander thing.
Right. I want Barbarian
Let's
because
see.
it's hilarious as a child. it fits the angsty child role. What do we got?
1.
Barbarian.
Yeah!
Dovaki, Dovaka. Our little baby bird, furious that their father was gone, furious that their mother had left, furious that they were left alone, took off into the wilderness, a pilgrimage to wander, to find answers. They got their first little wing of ale, and it unlocked deep in their bodies.
Also, now I'm Popeye, but with alcohol. Oh my god, and, like, they're a little naked chicken. Imagine being face down by, like, some sad little naked bird, and it's like, what the hell are they gonna do to me? And they just, like, unlock all of the rage in their heart and start screaming at you. Oh man. Start scratching the shit out of you with little baby claws, like...
I think this character is going in the right direction.
Oh, I'm in love.
Now, let's figure out how they became a barbarian. Roll me another d6.
D6! The most popular of dice. 2.
The spirits of my ancestors called on me to carry out a great task. The pilgrimage ended when a great task was deemed to them. Who deemed it to them? Did the mom who walked off? Did she go off for a greater purpose and died, and now it's their job to finish this quest? Did the dad, was he murdered and he's looking to have his life avenged?
Listen, we can bring this full circle, because you said that my parents had died already. My great task can be to avenge them and the perpetrator of their original deaths. Arby's.
Excellent. Absolutely. Just clicked it all the way back around. So they are going to go and kill Arby's.
Exactly.
Perfection. Absolutely perfect. So, being roughly 6 years old, we get one life event.
Ooh.
Interesting, right? So let's roll a d100 and see. We have things like you suffered a tragedy, you met someone important, you had a supernatural experience. A lot of things could happen to our baby bird.
80.
Our little baby bird, they went on an adventure. Ooh, roll on the adventures table to see what happened. Roll me a d100.
Where did that go? That is just a flat 4.
You nearly died.
Ooh.
You have nasty scars on your body. We're already missing an ear. But roll me a d4.
I was going to say, I don't think I have ears to begin with.
Yeah, don't roll low.
Bye, chicken wing.
Our baby.
3.
So, how many toes does a raven have?
I think it's like, technically it's 4. There's 3 in the front and there's 1 backwards one.
Because we're missing 3 of them.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, we're almost missing half of our feet.
That's a lot for a bird.
That's a lot for a bird.
That's like their whole foot.
But they somehow have advantage on, dexterity saves they can see.
Listen, I've grown used to walking with a peg leg. That's essentially what it is. I've got like just the front toe for traction.
And it's a real strong, like we can hang from it. Just like dig it in.
It's like a bat claw.
It's like a bat claw. Wow, that could have been worse. Let's do arcane matters. What magical happenings have gone on in their life since they've been on this adventuring party? Are they still with this party, do you think?
I think, yeah, until Arby's is defeated, they can't rest. So, like...
Okay, then they go from party to party. But this current party, let's see what interesting thing may have happened to our bird here. Roll a d10.
Oh, just the 10. All right.
Just the 10.
1.
They were charmed or frightened by a spell.
That kind of makes sense for a barbarian who doesn't use magic.
Right. No want to learn it, no want to see it. Probably an illusion spell, right?
Yeah. I think either an illusion spell or like it could be an enchantment one too, someone caused me to lose control of myself once and
I'm going to go with illusion spell because it's just a giant oven mitt. A giant fucking oven mitt was there and then it lit up and then it just bellowed, "We have the meats." All the rest of the party was just fucking baffled at what they were seeing. Our bird, they were just...
They knew.
They were just like... We're like... just petrified.
This is why I think you'd play a good Kenku. You've got a good range of bird noises.
But a good thing had to have happened, right?
Surely.
Certainly a good thing would have happened, and they were awarded a boon. Roll me a d10.
Big money, big money. 8.
A friendly alchemist gifted them with a potion of healing or a flask of acid. So the alchemist did this and said, "Thank you for helping me, you small but strong, strange bird. Take this acid." And some of the party was like, no. Okay, fine. And then gave them the healing.
That's probably... and this is the same party that's been like pulling drinks out of my hand at every tavern.
Every time.
Why are people so determined to destroy this child?
So they have no way to speak. So there's a constant inner monologue of this child who has been brutally beaten, mutilated, lost everything. They've wandered around trying to survive. They don't understand society. And all they found to comfort them was their rage. And it's all inner monologue.
No one knows. No one will ever understand my suffering. The suffering of someone who's lost their entire family to a terrible restaurant chain. I can never rest until their souls are at peace. When I bring destruction upon them and their families, and the party just goes
close everywhere. Yeah, you're cute, bud. Pat, pat, pat.
Oh my god.
Let's wrap this up.
All right.
With one weird thing.
Yes.
Weird stuff table, D12.
Hell yeah, weird stuff. Oh, that went far. 7.
With a 7, oh, poor baby. I mean, it works, I guess. Roll a d6.
Oh, man. 2.
Our poor baby went insane for 2 years.
Aw, man!
And recently regained their sanity. A tick or some other odd behavior still lingers.
God. We've already, like, rolled so many things that could be a trigger for insanity, you know? Like, was it the death of their dad? Was it this giant oven mitt illusion? It could have been either.
So let's throw out a few triggers and we'll decide what the weird thing they do is. So, like, if they see a child become orphaned or a crying child and their parents ignoring them, that might trigger them. Or if they see a cook pulling, like, fowl out of an oven, that could be it.
I think that could definitely be it, you know? It could be like, because a lot of people end up being afraid by like fire, but I think being afraid of like cooking fire specifically, it would be a really weird quirk. Like the party pulls out like a saucepan to cook over a campfire and they just smack it out of their hand. Like,
so it's
everything
cooking.
has to be raw.
They basically subside on fruits anyways. There's no reason for
There's no need to
cook
them.
And booze rarely need to be cooked. They can just sit and ferment. So our perfect little scarred child, whenever you pull something out to cook, they freak out.
And they can't explain it to anybody.
It's just you've just ended up in a party and you're convinced like another player joined this party and you're meeting everybody and there's just this small, deeply scarred, peg-legged Kenku and you were like, oh, are we taking that kid to an orphanage? And they're like, no, that's our tank. And
Pretty much.
And that's weird, but you're like, you know what? You've been around long enough. You're a deemed good party, so I guess we'll go. And then you go to cook that night, and the barbarian rages as soon as you try to just cook some fucking meat.
Just fucking slaps the pot out of your hand, stomps out your campfire.
And then what is the thing? What is like that leftover tick? I think because they're a Kenku, it should be an auditory thing. Yeah,
I was just thinking that it needs to be some kind of noise that they can just like repetitively make.
Let's see. An Outlander has probably pretty decent nature, right?
Probably.
So what if their tick is whenever they see a beast, they will either make the sound of its natural predator or its mating call.
I think they're definitely too young for the mating call, or that would be hilarious, especially because we rolled that character trait where, like, I feel like I need to provide children.
Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, okay, so maybe not the mating call quite yet.
If they were an adult Kenku, abso-fucking-lutely. Listen, the tick should just be that they make like cat noises, because that would just be unnerving to have a bird making cat noises. To
have this little baby bird dagger being wielded in two hands because it's too heavy otherwise to just come running at you. Okay, so the tick is they make cat noises while they're enraged.
Absolutely,
and they will use that personality trait to repopulate their family.
Oh, yeah.
Excellent. Oh, last we need a name.
We do. This is especially hard because they're a Kenku.
Exactly.
And we can't just name them like Jimmy.
Right.
You know?
And they were given no language growing up.
Oh, yeah.
Their father never spoke. So
they would have like a traditional Kenku sound name. I feel like, because we've been talking about them be naked this whole time.
Yes.
But in the beginning, we were talking about feathers that you can only see in shadow.
Oh, I forgot our character was actually really cool before we...
Yeah, remember? Before we like threw them to hell.
Really cool concept before we really fucked them up. Yeah, no, you're right. Okay. All right, you're right.
So I feel like if we're going to give them like a cool name, we could try and play on that. Or we could give them a goober name.
I will always go for goober name. Goober name is always so much more fun than like a cool name. Because your cool name is always going to end up being a goober name.
Yeah, that's true. I think they should be called Fledge.
I think Fledge is good.
You know, because it's like, it goes off them being a fledgling, but it sounds like a legit name.
Fledge, because they're fledgling, and to be honest, they're 6 years old. They're a fledgling. Any grizzled adventurer would call them, green or anything, and their response would be like, "Well, yeah, Fledge is a fledgling. They're just beginning this adventure.
They're a fucking baby, dude.
Toddler."
But man, they're strong as fuck.
It's crazy. Like this kid is terrifying. Pick a fight with him, I dare you. When you lose, people are going to say you got beat up by a child.
Giving people complexes out here. Like, you got your ass kicked by a naked chicken. Just
Fledgling, the vegetarian maker.
Can they be Fledge the meat beater? Or is that a no because they're 6?
I want to say, look, I'm deeply divided here. I want to say no because they're 6, but I want to say yes because they have to destroy Arby's, who
they have the meats.
And they also desperately need to procreate. And I think it's just too much in favor of the coming character. It is Fledgling the meat beater, whose sole goal is to destroy Arby's.
Oh, hell yeah.
Your Kenku Barbarian, who will eventually see the destruction of Arby's, whom I hope does not listen. Well, in any case, hopefully you'll hear us again on another episode, and I'm sure we'll have Sarah back to make another meat beater.
Or, something else. They can't all beat meat.
Thanks for listening, and thanks for stopping by. Look forward to seeing you on the next game.
Bye.